Hi everyone, I'm Sirah. I'm a current junior here at Sandy Spring Friends School. And this afternoon, I'm giving a brief presentation if freedom through nonviolence is attainable while using the works of Dr. Gene Sharp. This year, I was in the select seminar course studying global peace and justice in the modern day world. In this class, we read the book From Dictatorship to Democracy, written by the revered Gene Sharp, for a better understanding of nonviolent upheavals. Gene Sharp is the creator of the Albert Einstein Institute, which deals with the advancement of nonviolent rebellions. He has written 4 renowned books in which he discusses nonviolent struggles. The former Lithuanian defense minister once said, "I would rather have this book than the nuclear bomb." The Road to Freedom. Many people believe that freedom cannot be gained from nonviolent actions, and concluded that only violence can end dictatorships. Although Gene Sharp believes otherwise. He believes that by placing confidence in violent means, one has chosen the very type of struggle with which the oppressors nearly always have the superiority. So here's a slide with some words associated with freedom. So Emil showed this map earlier in his presentation, but it's by Freedom House, and it displays freedom in the world in 2012. Yes, it's a little bit outdated, but it gives some context on the world we were living in not so long ago. This map may seem unsettling, but Sharp believes that a nonviolent rebellion is possible, but in order for it to be, we need to create a powerful internal resistance force. So this talk is also supposed to include the strategies and tactics of a nonviolent rebellion. But first it is key to note the weaknesses of a dictatorial regime. Okay, and those weaknesses include the fight for power and control, internal institutional conflicts, and the people of a given nation becoming apathetic and skeptical. So nonviolent weapons include protests, social, economic, and political non-cooperation, and also marches and vigils. So I'm using the case study of the first Intifada, which started in 1987 and ended in 1993. It started by the killings of 5 youths, 4 Palestinian and 1 Israeli. And on December 9th, 1987, a Palestinian vigil was held in order to remember the ones that passed. Unfortunately, it did not remain peaceful when an Israeli soldier shot and killed a 17-year-old Palestinian. This sparked a wave of unrest in the West Bank, Gaza, and Jerusalem. And as Emil mentioned in his presentation, he gave you a description of what an external dictator is. And in this case, Sharp would conclude that Israel fills the role of the external dictator. The Intifada was violent from the start on both sides, but the degrees of violence differed. Throughout the whole thing, there were more than 3,600 Molotov cocktail attacks and over 600 assaults with guns. These tensions led to the deaths of over 2,000 people, including Palestinian and Israeli. A huge player at the beginning of the Intifada was the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation Organization. And during this time, the Intifada was not known for its violence and was positively received by people. But by the final years of the Intifada, Hamas took over and the Intifada became known for its violent tactics, and the outcome ended up not being in the Palestinian favor. So, Palestinian support during the First Intifada. The Palestinians received funding and support from the Arab League, many women's organizations, workers, students, and the PLO. Israel had support and funding also from the European Union and also United Nations. The nonviolent Palestinian tactics included strikes, boycotts on Israeli products, refusal to pay taxes, sit-ins, marches, tire burnings, and the infamous tactic in which Palestinian youths threw stones. There have been many arguments stating that the Palestinians were violent during the Intifada. But were they really? In a sense, you can say they were, but you have to take in context that the Palestinians were throwing stones at tanks while they were being shot at, and going against a very powerful and strong military regime. In the end, the Intifada did not bring freedom to the Palestinian people, although it gained attention from the international community. And this is what one would need in an attempt for a nonviolent revolt. And the attention from the international community brought hope to the poor and oppressed Palestinians. In the end, the Intifada was an effective tactic because it scared the Israelis and showed them that the Palestinians were a powerful force when united, only using nonviolent tactics. So the next talk is by Haley Krim, and she's also in my class, Global Peace and Justice, and she's going to talk about after the nonviolent rebellion and how to structure after that. So thank you.